on ATV News. You've seen him skate? We'll show you his tie to Logan.
Firefighters showed up to a fire, but the hydrant wasn't working. What they did to save the day.
Starvation is a constant problem around the world. We'll show you how Logan is dealing with it.
Aggie Athletics, ATV News, and Alex Trebek, what they all have in common in sports.
The groundhog says we have a few more weeks left of winter. I'll tell you what kind of winter to expect this week in weather.
All that and more, this is ATV News. Happy Valentine's Day. Welcome to ATV News. I'm Shani Howard.
And I'm Haley Hendricks.
If your house caught fire, what would happen if the fire hydrant on your street wasn't turned on? A family in Garland discovered theirs wasn't after a fire broke out in their shed. Crews from Fielding and Tremonton responded to the small fire because they were worried they wouldn't have enough water to put it out before it reached a propane tank beside the shed.
If it would have gotten hot enough, it could have vented the top of the propane tank, and then we would have had a lot more heat.
Firefighters say the fire was started after high winds blew embers from a controlled burn into the shed. They asked residents to keep dry wood and propane tanks stored in separate areas.
Here at Utah State, you may have been on the receiving end of John Huntsman's donations. Last night, students held a vigil to honor the philanthropist's memory. John Huntsman passed away February 2nd. Students who knew him gathered in the John Huntsman courtyard to share some scripture verses and discuss how he affected their lives personally.
When he talked to you, he really made you feel like you were the only person in the room, like you were the only thing that mattered. And I think that's something I've really tried to kind of exemplify in my life, and I know that that really does make a difference for people.
Huntsman's funeral was held February 10th at the Huntsman Center in Salt Lake City.
We're near the end of our first week at the Pyeongchang Olympics. Figure skater Nathan Chen is shooting for gold in Korea, but he started here in Utah. ATV's Aaron Cox joins us in the studio. Aaron, how's our local headliner doing?
Well, Nathan Chen had quite the disappointing beginning, but people here in Utah are waiting to see how Chen will come back in the men's freestyle. Everyone I've spoken to who knows Chen says they've always expected he would compete in the Olympics. What you might not expect, though, is his tie here to Logan.
Nice.
It's another day of practice. Spins, twizzles, maneuver after maneuver.
I am working on landing an axle.
And these skaters know they're practicing where Olympians have skated.
He's Nathan Chen, he's amazing.
Out of control, he's amazing.
He's just the greatest.
He actually skated in one of the club shows when he was younger.
This is 11-year-old Nathan Chen performing here at the Eccles Ice Rink.
Nathan, right from the start, was very special and I never seen before as far as his talent was concerned.
Watching their students now, Carl and Amanda remember working with Chen when he first started.
We coached him from the age of 3 until he was 9. We built his foundation.
He was really focused, very quiet, very disciplined.
Even at 11, we all knew he was going to go to the Olympics.
But at the Olympics, Chen fell again and again.
Had a few mess-ups, but he's going to come back strong, of course.
I think it was good for him to kind of get that out of there, and I think he's going to bring it for his individual event.
From where you're sitting, a fall on the ice can look painful and even devastating. No, I'm not demonstrating that today. But from down here on the ice, it's just another part of the learning curve.
You fall, you get up. You fail, you continue to work to persevere. It's not always a fail. It's just a fall.
All of them skated well.
Cache Valley figure skating coach Janusz McKinnon, who skated in the 2002 Olympic ceremonies, says it's always a possibility one of his students could be an Olympian like Chen.
Number one thing as coaches that we want is to help teach something that we love and keep it going.
I guess it's every athlete's dream. Just never give up on your dreams. Dream big.
Coach McKinnon says one of his students is just 3 levels below the Olympic qualifying level. On our Facebook page is information about the club practice times with a link to their website.
Thanks, Erin.
Shani, have you registered your car this year?
Actually, I registered it a couple days ago, but I had forgot to register it last year, so I had to change a couple of things.
Oh no. Well, you may have noticed there's one less thing you have to do. ATV's Chaz Ricks spoke with some mechanics to see what they think about the change.
Changing tires is a regular job at Discount Tires. Vehicle inspections, however, are not, since Utah no longer requires state inspections to register your car. A change Discount Tires manager, Josh Stock, says he doesn't agree with.
It's just kind of dangerous. I think it's stupid they went away with it because it's more of a safety factor than anything.
Stock says he's already seen a decline in the number of cars that come in for safety inspections. When you're wondering if your car needs an inspection, it might be easy to look at a car with rough spots and rusty patches, a lot like this truck. However, one mechanic says it's what's going on underneath that's important. When checking underneath the hood of your car, make sure you keep an eye on your oil levels and make sure you have enough washer fluid. Checking your tires for tread wear and keeping the correct amount of air pressure is crucial to safety. Occasionally test front and back blinkers and lights. For the inside of the car, test the horn and seat belts to be sure they are all working. Michael Ricks, a car enthusiast and mechanic, says these are things you can do to keep your car running smoothly.
Just be aware of what's going on with your car. Making clunking noises in the front, probably your struts are worn out, maybe a suspension problem, a ball joint. There can just be a ton of things.
Both mechanics say, take it in if you hear or feel something strange. Chaz Ricks, ATV News.
For a list of more safety tips, check out our Facebook page.
And coming up, how much food are you throwing away? We'll show you the people in Cache Valley working against food waste.
What happens to special needs kids after high school? We'll show you what options a center in Logan have available.
It's a big responsibility.
Oh, it's huge. I know, it's huge.
And the salary.
Oh my god, yes.
Right?
I mean, like, I was about to move in with my parents, and right before, yeah, so this saved me.
I really believe in you, you know?
Thank you. It's nice to hear that from someone.
These are cool. Did you, what did you?
Next time you find yourself scraping your plate into the garbage, you might want to consider how much you're throwing away. ATV's Bronson Tiger showed us what some people in Cache Valley are doing to fight food waste.
You're going to be bashful, you're not going to come in standing there.
Lloyd Butters feeds his cows bread, and I'll explain how it got here in a minute. Mateja Savoy Roscos researches how consumers and our food system interact.
The average consumer is looking for perfection. We are looking for fruits and vegetables that are symmetrical, that are beautiful.
Some big chain stores are working locally against food waste. Smith's, Macy's, Walmart, and now one more.
I have to tip my hat to Sam's Club in this regard, because as of about 6 or 7 months ago, they finally got word from corporate that they are now allowed to donate their produce.
Food stored in cans and boxes can easily be donated to places like the Cash Food Pantry without much liability to the stores. Food with shorter expiration dates like tomatoes and bread might not get a second chance, at least not with people.
According to the U.S. Department of Agriculture, half of the food produced here in the U.S. is wasted, and it's farms like this that are actually doing something about the problem.
I was picking up the other day.
Lloyd Butters takes what the food pantry can't give to people.
I just go down there once a week and pick up the bread that they're just going to chuck.
Butters has been farming for 50 years, and he's always looking for ways to use everything he can.
I just hate to see us wasting so much food, wasting so much of everything.
And his advice?
Take less and throw less away.
Bronson Teichert, ATV News.
For more information on how you can avoid food waste, visit our Facebook page.
Having a successful career is part of the American dream. ATV's Nicole Heaps shows us how special needs adults say they deserve the right to work, just as anyone else does.
This worker at Pepperidge Farm is just one of the many special needs adults who trained at the Cash Employment Training Center in Logan. The center's employment services director says people with mental disabilities are as capable as anyone else at having a job, and more employers should be open to hiring them.
I think some of them are just afraid because they maybe don't have a lot of experience with people with special needs.
Here at the center, the staff helps people test their skills, train for specific tasks, and search for jobs. Everybody's here. Tammy Thane has been bagging groceries at Lee's for 15 years. She was trained at the Cash Employment Center.
She wrote on the float.
Her mom says it's vital for special needs adults to make time for work.
Because it teaches them that they're important. You know, when you work and you do a job and you're rewarded, that gives you feel good inside.
Nicole Heaps,
For more information on the Cash Employment Training Center, check out our Facebook page.
When we come back, ATV's Nicole Heaps will have your Cache Valley weather report.
Our current temperature is 48 degrees. Boom. All right.
Planning the right amount of food is hard. The Guestimator makes it easy. Just tell it who's coming and what's for dinner. Then it tells you how much to make. And yes, it even plans for leftovers. Try it at SaveTheFood.com.
Sorry, I've got big ideas.
As a college student, you have big ideas to make a big difference on campus. Why not get funding for those ideas in a big way? The Blue Goes Green Grant provides funding for student sustainability projects. These projects help USU students be more environmentally responsible, live healthier, and save money. To find out more, go to usu.edu/BGG. Get funding for your Blue Goes Green idea in a big way. Blue Goes Green. Make a difference.
It's not my first time bartending, so.
It's a sausage party in here.
It's fine. I'm very familiar.
Yeah, because you're a sexy girl, Sam. Last thing,
Yeah.
is that the music, when Momo kicks it into high gear, is going to get a little bit loud in here. So your customers are going to have a hard time hearing you. So you may want to.
What?
Thanks for sticking around. Nicole Heaps joins us here in the studio.
What are you guys doing for President's Day?
Well, I'm going down to the Mystic Hot Springs in Monroe. What about you?
I'm hoping to travel back home and visit my family.
Nice. Yeah, and I'm going to be in San Francisco for the weekend, but for the people that are staying here, what's it going to be like?
Well, let me show you what the weather's going to be like here for President's Day. Starting with the national radar, we'll start over on the East Coast. Not really much is going on in the far east, but in the Midwest, this green means a mild precipitation to be expected. And then in the Mountain West, there's not a lot going on in Utah, but on the West Coast, in Washington and Oregon, we have the blue, which is not as much as what's going on in the Midwest, but there is still going to be some precipitation. And then going over to local news, local radar. Excuse me. So in Logan, the light blue means there will be some precipitation, as well as in the northwest here of Utah. And trickling down into Salt Lake City, the darker blue means there will be a little bit more precipitation than in Logan. So be sure to travel safe and drive safe when traveling for President's Day. All right, now to the 7-day forecast. All right, now starting with Wednesday, today there was a 20% chance of snow with a high of 48 for the temperature and a low of 27. It hasn't really snowed much today, but the day is still young. There is still time for it to snow. And on Thursday, there's a 30% chance of snow with a high of 37 and a low of 18. And on Friday, it's the only day expected to be sunny. So if you're looking to travel for President's Day, Friday's a good day to drive, and it'll be a safe day to drive. So a high of 39 and a low of 25 on Friday. And then over to Saturday, there is a 20% chance of snow and a high of 47, a low of 31. On Sunday, also a mild chance of snow with a high of 46 and a low of 24. And on Monday for President's Day, if you're planning on being outside, going sledding or skiing, be sure to drive safe. There is a small chance of snow with a high of 36 and a low of 17 for the temperature. And on Tuesday, also the same, expect some snow with a high of 34 and a low of 13. And yeah, so we're expected to have a lot of snow this week. So that's what should be expected. All right, what do you guys think about that?
Wow, it looks like we're having a ton of snow this week.
I know, more than I expected, at least.
Yeah, bummer, I'm going to be here for half the week still, and most of next week. Yeah. But, I mean...
Any President's Day or traveling plans for you?
President's Day plans, I'm just staying here in the valley, so it sounds like I might be going snowboarding here soon.
Ooh, that does sound like a good time.
Yeah. You know what? Speaking of snowboarding, when we come back, we still have our special version of ATV News, or ATV Sports ahead. And in that special edition, the Aggies did something on Saturday they hadn't done since 2015. I'll show you what that was.
I'm only 17, but I know about investing. Believe in something, buy shares in it, watch it grow. So, what if you could invest in the future? The future of kids, like a stock. Not the kind of stock that's about making money, but a stock for social change. A whole new kind of investment called Better Futures. When you invest, it helps kids go to college. I could be one of the first college graduates from my family, the first philanthropist from my neighborhood. And if I'm the first, then maybe there's a second and a third. Believe in us, invest in us, watch us grow. My name is Sydney, and I'm your dividend.
Hey, you.
Yeah, you. Getting that college education, what are you gonna do? Graduate and take some office job? Be like everybody else? Or will you dare do something different? Like, be a teacher. You could be my teacher. You got the skills. The smarts? Yes, you. You could be the teacher I never forget. That'd be cool. Does that corporate job even have recess? What are you gonna make of yourself?
What are you gonna make of me?
This is Jeopardy! Welcome to our special Utah State men's basketball edition of Jeopardy! And no, I'm not Alex Trebek. He did not get younger and more handsome. I'm your host, Taylor Emerson. And let's take a look at our board today to see what categories we have. We have Aggie upsets, daggers and dunks, career day, snap streaks, Mountain West best, and postgame. Let's start off our game with Aggie upsets for 200. January 3rd, 2015 was the last time the Aggie basketball team did this. What is beat Boise State, which they did on Saturday, 71-65. Thank you. The Aggies were led by Kobe McEwen with 23 points, including this three-point bomb, and he also had an assist from teammate D'Angelo Isby on this pretty ferocious dunk. He was followed by teammates Diogo Brito and Sam Merrill, who worked the rim here, up and under, and Merrill even assisted on this other McEwen dunk. The Aggies were capitalizing on fast break opportunities all game long. Okay, now let's move on to, how about career day for 600? Utah State men's basketball players scored a career-high 16 points against the Broncos. Who is Diogo Brito? Thank you again. Brito also notched 3 assists and was one of 7 Aggies to record a steal in the game. And oh yeah, he had his own dunk in this one. Now, on to another category. Let's take snap streaks for 400. The Broncos were on a what game streak before they came to the Spectrum? That'd be a 4-game winning streak. And the formerly first place Broncos and the formerly first place in the Mountain West Broncos didn't go down easy in this one, with Chandler Hutchison scoring 28 team-leading points off plays like this turnaround layup and this driving and reaching two-pointer. And he even had a 4-point opportunity when he caught Quinn Taylor jumping. He did not convert, but he had it. Now, the Aggies have won 4 of their last 5, boosting them to 6 in the conference, and that leads us to our last category, post-game. What is Kobe McEwen's favorite part about playing with this team? Well, Kobe, what is...
All of our guys work extremely hard every day on their games. It's just to try to improve on things that they're not good at, and that's why I love playing on this team, because everyone is never satisfied. All of us are always in the gym working.
All right, that's enough of that. I'm really not Alex Trebek, and CBS, I'll be expecting your cease and desist letter soon. But for now, the Aggie men are playing in New Mexico tonight at 7 in Albuquerque. And the Aggie women's basketball team was in action this week, dropping 61-44 on Wednesday to Wyoming. For the game, Olivia West was the leader in points with 11, including this steal where she recovers from a fall. She drives in, taking it coast to coast with a right-handed hook from the block. She was followed by Deja Mason here with a nice post score, and Haley Bassett herself got into the action with a 2-point jumper. They both finished with 8 points apiece. The Aggies also lost to Boise State on Saturday, but will look to snap their 3-game losing streak against New Mexico tonight at 7 here in Logan. Utah State softball began their season on Friday. They played Pittsburgh, Cal State Fullerton, Middle Tennessee State, Loyola, Marymount, and Rutgers. They lost, won, and lost respectfully. Utah State's gymnastics team picked up their first Mountain Rim Gymnastics Conference victory of the year, beating Southern Utah. Madison Ward was the one leading the way with 2 event titles, including a career-high 9.925 score in her floor win. And so, guys, that's what we have for our Aggie sports this weekend. But did you know we have 8 Olympians in the Olympics?
Yeah, I heard they mostly do ski and snowboard.
Yeah, and you know what? I heard they're actually going to start competing here tomorrow.
Really? Well, that's exciting, and I hope they definitely come home safe.
I hope they come home with a medal.
Speaking of coming home to Logan, coming up, you know the ABCs, but do you know Alpha, Beta, Gamma? A language program this summer could change that.
Where dating meets data. Coming up, we'll show you what app keeps people swiping.
Listen to me. I am captain of the track team. And if I'm late,
She doesn't really think she's going to get out of here, does she?
Be nice. She's new. Hello, is anyone there? Ugh!
Wow. Even from our standards, you look awful.
Oh, sweetie, what happened? Me? My friend Becky got to talk to this super cute boy, and I tried to act like I wasn't jealous, but I so totally was. And then out of nowhere, this concrete barrier just popped up. Maybe it was a semi. You mean you were driving? Yeah. I know the whole eyes on the road thing, but this was a super important text. Maybe you have to know, Becky.
Texting? Great.
But it was only like 5 seconds, and I'm a really, really fast texter, so it wasn't even a big deal. Actually, has she texted me back yet? Wow, I get like no bars in this place. I wonder if they have Wi-Fi here.
Have you ever wanted to learn to speak Greek? Well, this summer may be your best chance. For the first time, the USU History Department is holding a 7-week intensive Greek class this summer. The class will start with basics like alphabet and grammar and will progress into reading and discussing historical Greek passages. The teaching method for the class is different from the traditional textbook, using historical Greek texts to teach the language instead. Something the professor says can help teach not just the language of Greece, but the history as well.
That's one of the beauties of using those original passages over just like textbook sentences, is it allows us to actually talk about the history and culture behind them because we're reading the real deal.
The class is 5 hours a day, worth 10 credits, and costs $3,100. Greek classes taken during the semester have Latin as a prerequisite, but that is waived for the summer course.
Well, that's awesome. But besides that, it's Valentine's Day today. So, Shani, do you have any Valentine's Day plans?
I'm not the biggest fan of the holidays, so I usually try not to do anything special.
No Netflix or, Chinese food takeout?
I'll probably go home and sit in my bed and read and drink and eat some chocolate.
Okay, well, that'll be fun. Valentine's Day is actually one of my favorite holidays. So tonight I am going to be going out to dinner with my boyfriend. So I look forward to that. But some people are using a popular app to find love today. But in a world where smartphones are a way of life, are they also becoming a way of love connections? I went to find out how the dating field is going.
From memory, we watched a show together.
Oh, okay.
Brian and Sherelle Burgess are glad they got together.
We met on Tinder.
And now they do laundry as a married couple.
Best dating app ever.
Tinder is one of the top 5 favorite dating apps in the United States, according to a 2017 study.
It's the 21st century, so it's more effective than formal dating is now.
Like, literally all I have to do is go swipe, and then I just say, yo, what's up? This is my name, what's your name? And then we can get to know each other.
It feels good when you match because you find that someone else finds you attractive.
Being able to swipe whenever and wherever you want, the app allows people to meet potential dates who they might not meet otherwise.
Historically, you often end up dating or connecting just with the people who are physically around you, close to you, the people you work with, the people you're in class with, the people within your religious community.
I don't know if we would have, it would have been maybe later on down the road or at a different time or a different place.
Eyes on you, eyes on me, we're doing this right.
I used to drive by his street not knowing that I did, but now I do, so maybe one day would have been outside.
Tinder to Temple, here in Utah, why not?
Canfield says Tinder and online dating is how today's society starts dating, but they will stop and break up until they find the person they want to be with. A study done by a data analytic company, Simply Texting, says 13% of relationships on Tinder end in marriages.
Most snow sports are done during the day.
But one nearby mountain opens to you at night for half the price. Beaver Mountain is open every day until 4 p.m., but 3 or 4 times a year, they run their ski lifts for the public to shred all night.
Night skiing, you're centered onto one little part of the mountain up here, which is a good part because a lot of times there's a lot of powder over here. Everybody skis the big part, leaves this open for the night skiing, and it can be a lot of fun.
That underused mountain is Little Beaver, one of the steeper beginner mountains in the state. If you'd like to find out more information about the next public night skiing, visit our Facebook page.
Thank you for joining us on this edition of ATV News.
To catch all of the latest editions of ATV News, check out our Facebook page.
For more on ATV News, follow us on Twitter and Instagram.
And stay tuned for our credits to see some shots of our beautiful campus. Have a great day, Aggies.
Today, 1 out of every 4 American kids is Hispanic. That means many of the future doctors who will care for us, the engineers who will build our cities, the scientists and entrepreneurs of our country can be your kids. We all know how hard it is for you to send them to college. This is why we want you to know you are not alone. And every day, more people support you to make it happen. Many support you. And the Hispanic Scholarship Fund helps you prepare, plan, and pay for your kids' college education. Learn more at hsf.net.